You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show, a wrestling podcast with attitude.
What's going on, everybody? So a little bit of wrestling news today that I guess I wanted to bring up. I don't even yet know how I feel. A lot of times when I do these videos, I don't really 100% know how I feel. I just kind of look at the news and I go, well, that's trending, that's trending. You know, there's a lot of people talking about this one. This is brand new. Okay, I'll throw that out there. And I don't really sit down and I formulate my stuff. I really do it live most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. So let's start with this one. There's some stuff here. There's Taz. There's Road Dogg. There's some stuff about AEW real quick. The Shield's last opponent and what I feel about the Shield crap that they keep doing. Let's go into Taz's thing first because I care the least about this. I guess the news is Taz says because he says it's insulting that Ronda Rousey, after a year, is already taking time off. I mean, I think it is in a way. Classically, it is. But you know, she's just done so much in her career outside of wrestling that she has this special situation. You know what I mean? Like, you know, she has special treatment. She has a different understanding that, you know, I mean, like, look at Brock Lesnar, you know, and that's the thing that makes me wonder about stuff. It's like, dude, listen, Ronda has made way more appearances than Brock Lesnar. Is Taz going to come on and say that that's insulting? You know? And I know that, I guess the point is that Ronda's only had a year in the wrestling company, in the wrestling business. So after only just over a year, for her to take time off already. But I mean, she's injured, right? So we don't really know if she was taking time off or what she was going to do because she had surgery. So, you know, I don't know. I don't get the news. I kind of get what Taz is saying, though. I think it is annoying / insulting if you're a wrestler already in the company and it's like all the stuff you got to do, but she has this special level treatment. I think a lot of other people understand that treatment, though, to be honest. But maybe not. I think that's a news story much to do about nothing. I think Taz is right, but at the same time, you know what are you going to do? I mean, it's Ronda Rousey. She's different. She's a celebrity. She's a bigger star than most of those people in that company. Ronda Rousey is like the biggest star you have besides Brock Lesnar now. Nobody else is a goddamn star. You know, I mean, to me, the wrestlers are stars. To me, they're stars. You know, like a little bit. You know, to me, Sasha Banks in NXT as the boss was a star. To me, AJ Styles is certainly like a star. But they're not these mega characters and mega stars that everybody knows them. If you bring up AJ Styles to random people around, you're like walking on the block, they have no idea who the hell he is. But if you say Ronda Rousey, they're like, oh, yeah, that MMA girl. WWE has lost a huge step. They might know who Brock Lesnar is. Maybe. They might know who Brock Lesnar is. They might know who John Cena is. But after that, they have no clue. And that's I suppose, a problem for WWE and a problem for other things going forward. An AEW source calls the TV buy reports total BS. I guess they were trying to say that they had to pay for every appearance on the TV individually. That was another thing that came out. That sounds like that's bull. Showtime is reportedly also in talks with AEW regarding a deal. So Turner's talking to them. Showtime's talking to them. We're not getting 100% information on these things. People are coming out with their own information or suggestions, and none of this is 100% fact. Whatever. The Shield, guys. The Shield's final appearance after their final appearance, after the final appearance. Now the Shield's going to have another final appearance. Except for they're going to call this the final chapter. Like, what's the next one? The final chapter. The Shield, the final chapter. Against Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and somebody else. Drew McIntyre, probably. I don't know. I almost said Sheamus, but he's injured, so it ain't him. So yeah, April 21st, Sunday will be a house show. And they're gonna go ahead and broadcast it on the network. I think something was going on to where I wouldn't watch that. Maybe, yeah, 9:30 Eastern time. I'd probably be watching Game of Thrones, so I probably won't watch that. It's just gonna be dumb anyway. I feel like the last one was dumb too. Now, if they had made the house show stuff seem cool, it would have been kind of cool, but they haven't done that yet, so it's too bad. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if there was no commentary on it, maybe I'd stick around and do commentary over it. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't, because WWE would probably take that down. WWE would probably sue you for that. But if it didn't have commentary, it'd be fun to do that. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be in trouble, so I wouldn't do that actually. But it'd be funny to do that. Big news about the Road Dogg. This is interesting. We thought he'd just kind of go right into doing his other stuff with the company after stepping down as head writer. A lot of people thought he would take the spot of Arn Anderson. That was something that many different people were saying. Also working as a commentator. That I've never seen that. There was also talk about James working as a commentator. Wow. That's why he never hired me. Try to take my spot. Unbelievable. What an unbelievable insult. I love the Road Dogg, though, but geez. Word is that parties involved will assess the situation and see where James may fit in the company going forward. James was not at TV in Montreal this past week. Ryan Ward was leading the creative team on Tuesday for the Superstar Shakeup episode. Ward handled the responsibilities that were usually overseen by James, and there was pretty much no difference. The show was horrible. James is still considered to be with the company, but there is no current timetable for his return to work. It was reported before that James had become increasingly frustrated with change made to the Blue brand TV scripts by Vince McMahon, and that he finally hit a breaking point at the post-WrestleMania SmackDown in Brooklyn. So the rumor is that Road Dogg is upset with the changes that Vince McMahon makes to SmackDown. I have told you guys this for 2 years now. I told you guys this going back. Many of you remember the time that The Undertaker showed up on SmackDown, only to be out of nowhere written off SmackDown and brought to Raw. And if you all remember, the SmackDown team had written those plans in for Undertaker to be there and did all these things, and it was evident, it was clear as day that was the situation, and McMahon pulled the plug and then brought him to Raw. And if you remember, I tweeted Road Dogg at that time, and they gave some kind of snarky remark that looked like it was, well, we thought that was the plan too, ... which indicated frustration that they took The Undertaker from them after planning this whole thing and AJ Styles and having him on there. And then several other different situations. And then my conversations that I've had with certain people that I won't repeat out of respect to them. But what I heard is constantly that, 70% of the show is written. The matches are booked. Things are going well. And basically everything you love about SmackDown is everybody else's hands in it. But 30% of the time, Vince McMahon sees something or needs something else to happen because of whatever, and so he reaches in and pulls out something else. And so you're fighting with that. So that was the understanding we always had, was that we were seeing 70% of a non-Vince McMahon SmackDown, but we were getting 30% of McMahon SmackDown, and recently he had put his hands into it more, which made it very frustrating. Frustrating. That is the word I said. I said it right. And so you're talking about micromanaging, messing up plans that they had in advance, so much stuff. But so many times the SmackDown show was better than Raw. So now that very much confirms that. I got to give credit to Road Dogg for being basically quiet about all that on Twitter. Like when people question things and all these different things, for the most part, Road Dogg didn't really complain about that stuff. So you got to give him credit. This guy is sitting there. You guys complained to him about things that he probably didn't even have control over. right? So like, he probably didn't even have control over many of these things that people bitch at him for. Now, I don't know if because he would get into fights with people on Twitter. Not fights, but like just arguments and stuff like that. I wonder if those are the things that he did have a hand in that he was getting defensive about, or if he was simply just enjoying trolling you guys. Even if it was something that he agreed with you on, if he just had fun messing with people, trying to keep the kayfabe and trying to keep it like, yeah, you think you can do this? Nobody can just do this. That type of deal. I wonder if that's the case. Now, I never thought about that, but I don't know. I think that might be I don't know if that's true, but I mean, I just think it might be an interesting thing. So that could be that could be the situation. I don't know. The other thing is, what else did I want to say? I forget. I'm lost. I wanted to say shout out to the patrons too. I wanted to say shout out to the patrons.
What's up, everybody?
When I go to my channel, that video plays every time.
Still make
the video of the one where I'm reading the hate comments. I know a lot of people were like, dude, when are you gonna bring back hate comments? I gotta bring back hate comments, but you know what I mean? A lot of times what happens is I see one or two comments that just fully trigger me, so then I go down and I just grab all of them and I start grabbing more of them. So like I have to be set off first. But I will try to get back into reading the hate comments. But I want to thank all the top patrons right now on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. The main patrons who have been there in the $25 or above producer spot. Now for $5 a month on Patreon, you're going to get 30 hours of bonus content a month. You're going to get Corrupted and Morning Madness and me and Bailey, hopefully, if we ever do it. I don't know where Bailey went or where he is, but if I ever find him, we'll do it. Also, the podcast with me and Leah. A couple other people. We got one coming up too. We got a newer show announced on Patreon that I'm announcing, and hopefully me and Dave will get ours up. But I want to thank the top patrons: Justin McNeil, Matt Moon, and Darel Stultz, Andrew Ryan, Arknolia Strokelbean, Awonddy Big M, Big Bad Ads, Big Matt, Brokenlion, CJ Bradley, Coop the Comedian, Darel Stultz, Frog Kid, Gary Metzler, Gerald Armstrong, Jabroni, Jabber Podcast. We're playing Toronto Maple Leafs tonight, baby. Bruins versus Maple Leafs, Jabroni Jabber. Hit me up, bro. JayyMenAce, JRFord III, Justin McNeil, StarSCREAM, Mike Gwaz from Brooklyn, NickY T. Crikey. By the way, Mike Gwaz from Brooklyn went up to 25. Thank you as well. NickY T. Crikey, NickY J, Ryan Pelletier, Steamy Wet Broccoli, The Bear 1322, TJ and Trey Hendrickson, and Mr. Degallo De Oro. I forget how his name goes. I got to learn how to say that the right way and with the right pronunciation. But I appreciate him too. He went up as well. Big time. Big timers. Thank you so much. And also the top donators of the show of all time: Brian Himmelfarb, Schleppy, Justin McNeil, and DMOON. Thank you guys. Thanks to everybody who makes the show possible on Patreon or through live donations. Tonight, the Monetize This episode will be hot. Justin Bailey confronting Tommy NC 2010 about the belt tonight. That's going to be interesting. Another thing, now they're saying the Shield ending for a while. Oh no, the Shield ending for a while. Like just stop. You're ruining this thing. It honestly, at this point, with the amount of suckery that they've done with the Shield, the Shield needs to end for like 5 years. Like if the Shield comes back anytime within the next 2 years, it will be underwhelming. It will be like, all right, this is boring. Unless they come back as heels or something. I don't know. It'll be stupid. WWE filed a trademark for WWE Stomping Grounds. It was named on Monday, April 15th. Entertainment services near the trademark. A show about professional wrestling. You know what I miss is Breaking Ground. I mean, I don't know if this is like a rehash of a Breaking Ground, but I miss Breaking Ground, man. That was a great Whoever filmed that and shot that and edited it and made it look like it did, that was so fun to watch. I want to see the next episode of Breaking Ground, man, or the next season. I really hope that. I don't think we're gonna get one because it would have. I feel like it would have happened by now, but I mean, you definitely could have been filming over the last 3 years, right? I don't think they've filmed in 3 years for Breaking Ground, or we haven't seen a Breaking Ground since 3 years. The stuff we saw was 3 years ago. So for the last 3 years, they could have been filming Breaking Ground. I doubt they have been, though. And that's too bad because that was one of my favorite things on the network. Aside from watching old stuff that I loved rewatching and stuff like that, Breaking Ground was right there with NXT. Loved watching it. And I can't believe that's something that they stopped producing. They must know why, but I mean, I liked it, and I'm disappointed by it. Anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. I'll see you tonight live right here at 11 p.m. for Monetize This, where things are going to get friggin' weird. Here's some videos you might have missed, and I hope you subscribe if you're new to the channel, like and share it around so that you can hear my daily wrestling videos, podcast news, and I'm live after every WWE event. And I'll see you later. Take it away, Jim Cornette.
Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin because it's just so fucking sad.